What is every person really looking for in their lives? What is the instinctual thing that a person really wants? So perhaps we could put it into one word, and that's a connection, a bond. That's what we want. And the reason why we want that is because we are bonded already. We are connected already. We're connected because of the Ava Mesiteris, the hidden love that's in our soul, that's a part of God. So we're connected, period. Now, that connection is intrinsic to who we are. And therefore, as a result of that, we want to reveal that connection. Because inherently we are whole and we are complete. But we want to reveal that power, that hidden love, that connection, that bond. And we do that when we do good, right? And not just do good, but to do good that is beyond the instinctual good. Because when we instinctually bond, that's not a true deep bond. Not that it's not a bond. So we're doing this in terms, as Tanya explains, our relationship. And our first relationship is with God. But as we will understand from this and discuss later, this is indicative of all relationships, right? So in the doing of good, that reveals the bond that we have, the hidden love of the soul. If we just do good intuitively or naturally, then that good will not be of the divine soul, of that love of the divine soul. It will be from another place, probably, the animal soul, because the animal soul can also do good. But it does a natural to feel good. But what the good will be then will be like, metaphorically, like the lion with might and determination of the heart, meaning to rise above what your natural self will tell you, because your natural self is weighed down. Naturally, we're weighed down, right? Gravity forces us downwards. The body and its desires bring us down, right? As the body is the element of earth, and the animal soul likewise. And therefore, what does that do? It brings us down. It makes us lazy. Naturally, we do not want to exert the body. The natural disposition of the body is to be comfortable. Lie back and enjoy the show. Enjoy the show called life. Enjoy the life. But that's not connecting. That's not bonding, sitting back and enjoying. Moving upwards, forwards, extending yourself, exerting the body to energetically engage, to even strain and put an effort and a toil into what you're doing. So for example, like we're learning Torah right now. So we could do it. Yeah, you could sit back, take in the show. Yeah, Ronnie Fine is giving a show over here, and you're, being entertained. Sometimes I might even tell a joke, and sometimes you might even laugh. It might even be funny sometimes what I say. Sometimes not. But the point is, you're here to be entertained. You're here to enjoy. That's not bonding. That's bonding with your sense of pleasure, your sense of joy, your sense of, feeling good about yourself. So it's bonding yourself to yourself. That's all bonding means. I could love me more than you can love me, right? Right? I could buy flowers for me too. I don't need you to buy it for me. That's not bonding. That's not a connection. Connection means to another, to God, and through God, then we can have to other people. So when it comes to learning Torah, so when we labor in it, with deep concentration, right, that it's like we're in it totally. Well, that's bonding. As our sages say, that you should learn Torah like an ox is to the yoke, or the chamor, the donkey, to the load. In other words, like you're feeling uh, not a negative pressure over here, a very positive pressure of exerting yourself. When you exert yourself to study Torah, then you're truly bonding with God through the study. You're truly connecting, because connecting means you're there. You're putting yourself in it. You're putting yourself forward. Like likewise with prayer, right? Prayer is very easy to just say a bunch of words. And by the way, I'm talking to me in everything that I say, because this is like essential for me, for all of us, of course. But to exert yourself in prayer, to muster all the strength that you're very focused, that's connection. That's a bond through prayer. Likewise, when it comes to monetary matters, the duty of charity. Yeah, we could do it, in a way that we're comfortable, or we struggle. We seek to give beyond our natural inclination. Our natural inclination is to give. Okay, I'm comfortable to give this much. If we give that little extra, then we know that that's an expression of not my animal soul giving, because my animal soul is also kind and also giving, just like animals we see, right? But they don't exert themselves and go beyond their nature. They just fulfill their nature, whatever their nature is, an animal does. So we can do that too. We can go and do exactly what our nature by the animal soul is, and that's it. And we limit ourselves that way. But that's not a true bond. That's not a true connection. And that's not what we really want. We don't. Because it's not. That's not whole. That's not complete. It's empty. Just to follow your instinctual innate habit. But when we can do the very opposite of what the body wants to do, what my comfort is when it comes to giving, that's a real bond. Now, this is all in context of the Beinani, of the intermediate, right? And who we are is BIT's Beinani in training. We're in training, right? So the Beinani understands all of this, and we now understand all of this, that to do the opposite of what your nature is when it comes to giving, when it comes to prayer or study Torah right now, right? If you're straining yourself like to really pay attention, right? Not to allow all the extraneous things in life to be entertained right now and really focus, right? So there's it's giving of yourself. It's like, that's a real connection. That's a real bond, right? It's all that exertion is a lot less than the suffering a person goes through when for the pain of death, right? Not to be separated from God, right? Because of a test in faith. Where there we would willingly be accepting the pain of death, God forbid, right? In order that we shouldn't be separated from God at, at all. So here, it's not about separation. It's not about being disconnected. But if we're ready, if if you would die for something that is worth, if you have something to die for, then you have something to live for. So if you would do that, then live for your connection and bond with Hashem, with God. How? By exerting yourself, the extra effort. And through this exertion, we touch the inner divine will of God and we reveal it in us in a way that we are truly bound up, bonded in the totality of our being. Furthermore, it becomes, suppose when we do something wrong, we have a temporary disconnect. When we do something good in this manner that we've explained of exerting ourselves, right, to truly connect through the mitzvah, then that connection is eternal. Because you're connecting to the will of God, and the will of God is one with God, and God is eternal, so His will, and so is the mitzvah that we have done, stands forever in eternity, never and never gone. That's a very powerful statement. So let's recap over here. What we really want is to be connected, not just to feel connected, but to truly be connected, to be bonded to the true self of me, which is the divine in me, that has an Ava Meseteris, has a love, which love means a bond, a connection, but it's hidden. And now I've got to reveal that true nature of me. And that to reveal it, we have to exert ourselves to reveal that deep bond. Because the bond, or the animal soul, the body want, is not a bond to another. It's using the other for your comfort and for your feeling good. Right? So for example, we like to have a nice couch in our home because it serves a purpose. What's the purpose? My comfort. So that's not bonding. You're not bonding with a couch, right? You're using the couch for your comfort. So likewise in relationships, we can use people for our comfort, for our joy. So that's not a bond. That's not a connection. That's about you gaining from them. Here we're talking about that I'm putting the exertion, the effort, the toil to go above and beyond my comfort zone. So it's not about me. It's about the bond and the connection with God. That is inherently there within me, but I've got to bring it out. So that takes some kind of exertion, because the natural state of me is me, myself, and I. That's not a bond. That's not a connection. That's seeking my own pleasure and my own comfort vis-a-vis others in my life. And it can even be using God for that. I need God in my life so I could feel good about me. So I could, get to heaven. So I could have the pleasures of life. 72, whatever. Virginians made a mistake, right? That's not a bond. That's self-love. That's just, I love myself so much, I'm ready to, give up this world so I can get so much more over there. So likewise in a relationship, sometimes we'll give up because we know we're going to get so much more in return. That's not a relationship. That's not a bond. That's not a connection. That's called self-love. Where is it that the bond is in humanness is when we have it in godliness, when we're able to exert and go above what is natural for us. And to do that, because that's what God needs from me. That's what he needs. And maybe that's what my wife needs, and maybe that's what my children need. Not maybe, for sure. Phew, heavy duty stuff. Reminder, TRC tonight at this afternoon at 4:30. I don't see any questions, any comments. And Rambam, of course, is coming up right after this. Okay. I hope that was clear. All right. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zuch and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have an amazing, great day. Terrific Thursday. Thank you for